This is registerednurseRN.com, and this video is going to be on correctional nursing. And prison nurses are responsible for caring for the needs of prisoners in correctional facilities across the world. It takes a very special person to fulfill the job of a prison nurse, and it's not for everyone, but it can be very rewarding for those who pursue this path. And prison nurses must put the safety of themselves, inmates, visitors, and prison workers first to make sure that there's a safe environment for everyone. And in this video, if you're interested in becoming a correctional nurse, we're going to cover the job description, the requirements, the salary, and the job outlook for this occupation. And prison nurses must, again, use precautions to protect the safety of everyone who enters a correctional facility. Prisons typically have a very high rate of disease among the inmates. For example, they may have to deal with hepatitis, HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, and those are just some examples of some of the conditions that prisoners will often have. And the responsibility of a prison nurse will include passing out medications, checking vital signs, charting medical information, administering insulin, and so forth. Prison nurses must assess those issues in incredible detail and make sure that it's, again, just a safe environment and that everyone's safe and that they can receive the medical attention they need even in a prison setting. Okay, what do you have to do to become a prison nurse? Well, you can become it. There are LPNs and RNs as prison nurses. First, let me state that. And to become an LPN, of course, you'll have to go to an accredited college. It's usually about 1 year, and once you graduate successfully, you have to sit for the state licensing test for it to become an LPN, and when you pass that, then you will be a licensed LPN. And if you want to become an RN, then you'll have to take either your ADN or BSN degree program, and when you pass that, you'll sit for the NCLEX RN, which is the state board's test for that. So again, you can become an LPN or an RN, and depending on which one of those you do, you'll have different responsibilities and so forth. And usually it's not necessary to get any additional certification to become a prison nurse. Once you just have, you're either a licensed LPN or RN, you can usually apply and you'll receive on-the-job training. Now there is an additional certification that you can get. It's the Certified Correctional Health Professional, the CCHP it's called. And you can get that, and that will increase your marketability as a nurse a little bit. It may put you a little bit ahead of the game of others who may be applying for a job. And that's offered through the National Commission on Correctional Health Care, if you're interested in getting that additional certification. But again, in most cases, you either become an LPN or an RN and just apply to a correctional facility, and that's usually all you need to do. Now, what about salary? How much money are you going to make? Well, the salaries can be quite substantial because there's an increased risk. You're exposed to, the inmates and also the diseases they carry and so forth. That does put a little bit more of a premium on your salary. And an entry-level position of a prison nurse, you're going to make probably about, $45,000 or so annually. And that may sound a little bit low, but you will have to take you can have the opportunity to take additional shifts or even increase your position, and you can, get a salary bump with that. Now, the average salary is between $58,000 to $60,000 annually. So when you get a little bit more experience and you've worked in maybe, different levels of correctional facilities, then you can see a salary increase to about $50,000 to $60,000 on average. Now, the top earners can make about $87,000 to $90,000 or so annually, and again, that comes with a lot of experience. And we always like to stress that the salary figures that we put out, a lot of those are based on agencies like the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and that can vary depending on the geographic location, your experience, your age, and so forth. So definitely earn more money in a larger city and with years of experience as opposed to entry level and in a smaller town. But again, correctional facility, you can earn a very competitive salary. And as far as the job outlook, it's a great job outlook. Nursing in general is set to increase. One of the fastest growing occupations according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics for the next decade or so. And, with a lot of technological advances that we're seeing, the field of nursing in general is going to really expand. And because we have such an overpopulation in prisons across the United States particularly, I think that it's a pretty good bet that prison nursing is going to be an area that's going to have pretty high demand for the foreseeable future. So if you're interested in becoming a prison nurse, if you're a current nurse and you want to expand your career, or if you're a nursing student, you just want to learn more about nursing, please stop by our website. It's registerednursering.com. We have a lot of articles there. You can go to our website, learn more about nursing, see salary data for your state specifically, and so forth. So definitely stop by. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.